Přátelé, máme tu velkou radost, že tady můžeme uvítat supporta G2 Esports. Miky, thank you so much for coming here and giving us your time. Congrats on the insane win. It was a pretty smooth series. The third game was a bit harder, but how does it feel to conquer an Eastern team in a BO5?
Yeah, I mean, it feels good, especially because a lot of people's expectations were that we couldn't even be close to beating them. And I think beating them 3-0 with pretty convincing games felt nice, felt pretty satisfying. And it means that our practice actually paid off. So that's nice, yeah.
Yeah, that's great to hear. And also, you especially are on fire with your Poppy that had to be permanent versus you today, whipping out the Leona, whipping out the Nico. Your form looks really great so far. And where do you get the confidence to go on such more unique picks? And how happy are you so far with what you have shown?
Yeah, I mean, today's series, I felt like I played pretty well. It was probably one of my best series I've played so far. So I'm quite happy with that. Where the confidence comes from, I don't know. I guess winning. But today my confidence came from them banning Poppy. I was like pretty happy with that. And yeah, I guess the crazy picks, well, I don't know. It's just like whatever fits. I mean, I always try to stay like ahead of the curve in terms of champion picks. So I want to say adaptable. I think that's one of my strengths. So yeah, I feel like I can kind of play everything, and whatever fits, I'll pick that.
Yeah, it's just the make factor. They gotta respect the Poppy like today, and maybe even more of your picks. And maybe I would like to, if you can compare, how do you view your level as a team during the home split, and now after coming to China, after scrimming the best teams in the world, how much do you think you have evolved since your Europe matches? Because I feel like you have grown so freaking much as a team.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we gotten quite a lot better during this bootcamp. I feel like at the start we were still quite shaky, especially in scrims, and we were not very disciplined. But I think on stage usually we are quite precise in what we're doing, and we also our comms are way more urgent when we like need it to be. Because in scrims sometimes you're not as loud or as demanding with your voice as usually you are on stage. So then on stage the games feel a lot more smooth and the plans are more precise. I think that's kind of the biggest difference. I mean, I think we already did a pretty decent job at that in EU. I think we kind of got worse when we started like lane swapping and stuff, and we didn't actually focus so much on like mid game micro and stuff. But now with with the help of our staff, I think we got back on a good level, and also scrimming the Asian teams helped us a lot with that.
Definitely, it's very great to hear. And now I would like to a bit of insight on your training, because we all know that you put an insane effort into your trainings. And when we look besides League of Legends and purely the game focused stuff with your G2 staff, you put a lot of effort and a lot of emphasis on out of our out game stuff, and maybe some mental stuff. So how important do you think this is to your success as G2, the out game stuff that you focus on with your staff?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is very important. I never actually realized how important stuff could be until these 2 years. So I don't know, they help us a lot with basically everything. And I think what I like the most is that everyone is trying their best to bring something to the team every day, try to improve us and keep us accountable if we're going on the wrong path. And just everything is a lot more structured. So there's no like room for like mistakes or like slacking and stuff like this.
And so far it looks like you are definitely on a great path. How are you looking forward to the probably rematch versus T1? And do you think that TL will put up a fight versus the Korean number 2?
I mean, you never know, right? In 2019, TL actually beat IG, and I wouldn't count them out either way. So it would be nice to get a rematch against either of these teams. But yeah, I think I would like to play T1 again so we can beat them. And I think this time around we're gonna have a better shot than before, because I think we learned a lot from our previous series. So yeah.
Yeah, the revenge would be definitely very sweet. And now, just for the ending, more lighthearted questions. Question: how are you enjoying your time in Chengdu when you get time outside of your intense training? So how has your time been in China?
Well, I guess, I mean, I'm not really getting that much time off. I think we had maybe one time where we actually didn't scrim or like didn't play as much. because we were traveling. And we tried Holy Land, which was like kind of like a dessert pastry place. That was really nice. Probably my highlight. But other than that, I can't say I've been like doing too much stuff in my off time or enjoying it too much. I've kind of just been playing or scrimming or watching VODs or just talking about the game mostly. Yeah. So yeah, it's not much to do except playing some phone games before bed.
Yeah, I see. Just eyes ahead on winning MSI and winning it all. Mikyx, congrats again on the win, and I hope you keep doing well at MSI. And again, we are happy. We are happy to have you here. Thanks.
Cheers.
Tak jo, tohle byl tedy support G2 Mikyx, z čehož mám velikou radost, že jsme ho tady mohli vítat a dát si s ním takový rozhovor a pro dnešek od nás. To bude všechno, díky za to, že jste koukali na české vysílání MSI. Pokračujeme i následující dny, teďka vždycky v 11 hodin, úplně stejně až do neděle, kdy se nám sehraje to finále a rozhodneme o všem. Takže už zítra v 11 hodin taky Streamers Clash, zítra po večerech pokračuje, kdy se naopak já zahraju, takže to taky můžete sledovat a budeme se na vás teda těšit. Mějte se hezky.